Howdy everyone, this is LockNutz, and you're watching episode 14 of the Smallin and Ballin series on Frühling. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Good morning, everyone, and howdy are you guys doing? Oh my goodness. We are out here rocking and rolling, picking up a little contract action. So I did go ahead and do 2 fertilizing contracts late in the evening yesterday, end of July here. And I figured, you know what, there was this one that popped up right off the bat this morning. Let's jump on it, let's do it. Why the heck not? You betcha, you betcha. Oh man, so now I was going ahead and taking a look at a couple things here. Taking a look at the prices of everything, like well, I should say the things that I have the most of, which would be that oat drink and that soy drink that we got going on. Their prices are not very good as of right this second. They both kind of have a little bit lower pricing right at the moment, but next month their prices should jump up quite a bit. Now my thought is, after I complete this contract here, I'm not sure how much I'm going to be doing left today. There are 2 or 3 contracts that are available, and all of them are for very, very low dollar amounts. So I'm almost thinking to myself, it's not really even worth it to be doing that, especially if I can just fast forward time, sleep through the day, get to the next month, and there we go. That is a possibility. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's only a possibility and not a foregone conclusion is I'm thinking I want to get some cows here pretty soon. But I run into a couple issues. I want to get the cows, but I don't have the cash. I have enough silage to kind of get myself going, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm ready to jump full feet into it. All right, let's go ahead and accept that contract. All right, collect. See, like I said, there's a $200 contract to do weeding. Cultivating, there's one for $1,000, and this guy, I've just always skipped doing this one, so I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Like I said, just because it doesn't make a bunch of sense. As of right now, I could do those 3 contracts, or the 2 contracts, and that would be it. Or I could get back in my jammies, go back to bed, wake up the next day, and start rocking and rolling. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I've been noticing this a little bit recently. I think I may have something weird going on my PC. I'm seeing, I got 2 screens up here. One, I can see what's being recorded, and the other screen is the one that I'm playing. The one that's recording is doing a bunch of jumping around, almost like the frames aren't processing fast enough. And my screen that I'm using is actually has no problems whatsoever. So I'm not sure what's going on 100%. I got to do a little bit of digging into it. If any of you guys have any ideas on what could possibly be going on, let me know. Because as you can see, it doesn't happen all the time. It's very, very odd. Very, very peculiar. Just like that sign being right in my way. Oh, man. Oh, you know what? I just thought of something. Let's go over here and take a look at this. Let's stop right there. And let's go over here, because I think there might be something that we have to do before we can sleep for the day. Go into hibernation. And I think that is, we got to do a little bit of weeding. I don't know. We'll have to check this out over here, because I'm not too sure. And yes. Yeah, we got weeds out here. So I'll probably have to look at getting a weeder here. let's actually go ahead and take a peek at that right now. First, let's see what's on sale. Well, that's definitely not going to work. And this guy's still here. We got to look at a weeder. Let's see here. Weeders. See what we got here. This guy right here, this is part of that pack, or I should say part of the that trailer, that red tractor we got. This actually is made for that. This is a possibility. That's a possibility. Be nice and neat to do, but I'm thinking I want to go with this guy right here. I think we may end up going with that guy. They both go 6 miles an hour. The speed is the same, but I think we're going to end up going with this one right here. Yeah, I think we're going to go with this one. And if I remember correctly, this is by Rooster mods, and I want to say it's about 5 megabytes to download, so that's not too bad at all. Let's go ahead and see what we can have on here. Guide coulters. I think we'll wait off of that. The slow-moving vehicle triangle. I don't think we need that on there. We'll just go ahead and purchase this thing right now. So let's head down over to the shop, grab that thing, and we can get ourselves continuing moving forward with all this stuff. Now, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, I would say. At least I wouldn't think so. Going out there, getting a little bit of that. It was kind of nice. We were able to get a couple of those contracts taken care of. Actually, when I got up this morning in August, I had no money. I had less than no money. I was in the hole just a hair. So that's something that is eating on me just a bit with all the leasing of equipment, the contracts that are not contracts, but the interest that I'm having to get here. It's all adding up, and I think money is one of the things that is really holding me back at this point. And like I said, I know I can make more cash on my own stuff versus everything else. So I think that's going to kind of be my focus moving ahead here for a little bit. Now, I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not giving up on this. I'm not quitting. I'm just taking a look at where I'm at with all this stuff. Let's see, because it fold, no, it doesn't fold, okay. That Omatama shop pack. That and the diesel production. Those are two things that are going to allow me to make just tons and tons of cash. And when it comes to being able to purchase all the plots of land on here, that's just going to end up being what I'm going to end up needing to get this thing rocking and rolling. All right, perfect. Perfect. Now, one of the things about this little guy right here is this is the 825 John Deere cultivator. It kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. I actually did a review on this along with a couple other, I think they're plows. Excuse me. And it actually threw me for a loop because even though it says that it's a row cultivator, I guess it is a row cultivator, but I was looking for this thing underneath the actual cultivating section. I didn't realize that it was a weeder. So that was kind of neat. It was kind of neat to be able to get this thing, find it, and rock and roll with it. Now, is it the biggest weeder that's out there? No. Is it the most expensive weeder out there? No. But it is pretty darn slick. It looks cool. I really do like how it looks. That weeder that was, or I should say that cultivator slash weeder, whatever it is you want to call it, for the, I think it's the farm-all. That in itself is pretty neat because it mounts to the bottom of the tractor and it folds out and all that jazz. But it's just one of the things where I don't know. I wanted to try something a little bit different. I've used that other cultivator on other, I think, personal gameplays is the best way to say it. And I just wanted to go ahead and try something a little bit different. So this is how we're going to rock and roll here on this one. We'll go ahead, we're going to weed up this field here. We'll go ahead and, unless there's a contract that pops up that's just absolutely fabulous, I can't live without, I'm probably just going to end up skipping over, or I should say sleeping to the next day, because there's, like I said, there's just nothing going on right now. All the contracts are low. It doesn't make any sense. And like I said before, when it comes to the money, I'm going to be able to make the most amount of money off of my own stuff. Now, taking a look at the fields here, there's possibly 2 fields here, 8 and 13, that I could go ahead and harvest. Now, 13, I can't harvest. 8, I could possibly harvest. So this would be a nice one to go ahead and do, earn a couple extra bucks. So I'll at least go ahead and do that one next time around. But after that, again, it's just a matter of waiting. So I guess what I'll do, guys, I'll keep rocking with this here, doing a little bit of weeding with my John Deere 823. Is it 823? 825. 825. Oh boy. The John Deere 825 row cultivator. You betcha, by Rooster mods. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We'll get this all weeded up, ready to rock, ready to roll, and continuing on forward with our path to domination. Well, I guess at least domination on this map. Hey there, everyone. Good morning again. You betcha we did it. We pulled the trigger and got ourselves to the next day. You betcha. Now, one of the things that has happened this morning already, I went to check the contracts, and this field right next to us, we were supposed to be able to go ahead and harvest. Now, I was wrong about what was here. This is potatoes, so it's not like we could have harvested this one. But the other field that was cotton as well, it came up being the exact same thing, where it didn't even give me a contract option to be able to take on the contract. So, kind of unfortunate. It really is kind of unfortunate. I'm not sure what happened there. Like I said, now that I see that that was potatoes, I was going to be able to do it anyways, but still, it's a little bit of frustration happening here. I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm not sure what happened, why it happened, when it happened, all that jazz, but it did happen, so. All right, there we go. Got a load taken and sold. Now, something did pop up, and I wanted to kind of keep you guys in the dark on this one, because I don't know how you're going to take it. Some people may be excited for this development, others might not be so excited. There was something that came up in the bargain bin, the discounted vehicles and equipment. I bought it. And like I said, I'm not sure how you guys are going to feel about it, but you'll be able to see what it is here in just a second. It was one of those things where I thought about, you know, maybe we go, ooh, I forgot to get all squirrely when I have this front loader on here. I keep forgetting about that. It's one of those things where it came up as being an option, and I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it, and I figured, you know what, let's just do it. Let's pull the trigger, and we'll go from there. We'll sort all the consequences out later on, and we'll just deal with what is. So let's go ahead and get this set down here so we don't get too squirrely on ourselves. There we go. And what we ended up getting for 61% off was this little bad mamma jam right here. This is the auto-loading trailer by erShaba. Cross-platform friendly, 1.91 megabytes to download. Hot dog. It made all of this a lot quicker. Now, on this trailer here, was able to get 7,000 liters. Now, maybe on a different trailer setup, a flatbed complete, I probably would have had the opportunity to go ahead and load much, much more. That's not necessarily the case with this guy over there. That has the capability of getting 20,000 liters on this thing. Now, unfortunately, because I have the not the real weight, but the trailer limitations for weight and all that stuff, I've maxed it out at 11,678 liters. Still, it's not too shabby at all. I will take that every day. You betcha. So I'm hoping this will be something that'll help kind of push us over the edge and get ourselves going. I've never used this thing before. I'm really not normally a fan of auto-loading trailers. And I'd like you guys to comment down below. Let me know, how do you feel about auto-loading trailers? Do you think this was a good deal? Like I said, I was able to buy this thing for 61% off, which came out to be $4,000, something like that. I didn't have the cash, so I had to take out $5 grand. It wasn't much, but it was still something that I wasn't anticipating to do. All right, now we're selling all of this right here, and today is our good price for this, so we should be getting a pretty good deal here. All right, and we got just a hair under $6,000. Sorry about that. Had a little lock in here, and she needed to tell me something, so you had to listen. Yeah, so hopefully with this little thing right here, it should help us out a little bit. We've already kind of paid for it already with what we've done there, so I'm already feeling a little bit better about it. I'm not saying I'm disappointed in how little we're making here off of the soy drink and the oat drink and that stuff, but I take a look at it this way. It still is making me more money, as opposed to if for some reason I wasn't doing it this way. Now, for granted, I only made a little bit there. I could only get so much into the back of this trailer at a time, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not very good at doing this, so it gets a little bit sketchy on my part. So all in all, I do kind of like this particular setup. I think it is kind of a neat way of going about doing it. It's not your standard auto loading. You got to get this thing pretty darn close to get things to function properly. The one thing that I did not know, and I was not necessarily not aware of, but I didn't realize it off the top of my head, is that I was trying to go ahead and get these oats in here too, this oat drink, the oat milk, whatever we want to call it, and I couldn't get it in there because it can only hold one type of whatever the heck it is at a time. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's get in here like this. Let's get ourselves some more here. Perfect. There we go. So if we can make $6 grand each time, that's gonna work out pretty darn slick for us moving forward with this. Oh, cheapers. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, so this is not a foolproof system. That's for sure, because I'm not sure. Is this going to be light enough for me to pick up and flip over? Oh yeah, I could do this. There we go. Let's see if I can pick this up now and put it in the back. Kind of help out. Do a little bit to help out the cause. There we go. I like it. Oops. Alright, 127. Yeah, I suppose I can do that too. Nice. So, it doesn't look like that trailer is super big and have large capabilities of going ahead and putting just pallets and pallets and pallets of stuff on there. Especially when you have the discount, but the package in there, or the option to turn off trailer weight limit. Let's go ahead and take a look at this here. That's not it. The soy drink, so that should be all of the soy that we have on here. We still have some soybeans that is processing. It doesn't go through it fast, but I don't think it's particularly a situation where I'm going to... Yeah, it's already maxed out. Where I'm going to want to think about doing something different. What do I mean by that? Potentially getting a secondary factory, I guess, to go ahead and process all the soybeans and everything that we got going on there. I just don't think that that's something that's 100% necessary. Let's close that up real quick. It's an option for us to do something, but I got bigger plans than that. I got bigger ideas, grandeur ideas, if you will, about what we want to do. And I think I want to get that grass field behind me. I know I said that, I think it was on the last episode, that that would be a good place for me to make some money. I think it really is. I think it's going to be a good place to make some money. Now, in order to do that, I got to sell a bunch of stuff. I need to go through my harvest. I need to sell stuff. I need to do things. I'd be willing to take out a little bit of a loan in order to purchase that thing. But only a little bit of a loan. Maybe half the field price cost, which I think that field is 111. I don't know, $50,000. If I can get about $50,000, I think I'd feel okay with that. Now, $50,000 is a ways away from me, but I think it's possible. I think it's possible, especially if I have canola. And potentially, maybe potentially get a canola harvest in here somewhere, pick up some harvesting contracts. That's one thing that does bug me, is that the harvesting contract thing kind of fell through. It is what it is. I can only do what I can do, and I can only do what I can do. So, as of this point right here, I'm going to continue to go ahead, get the rest of this stuff out. I'll probably actually just go ahead and throw it at the back of this other trailer. It's a little bit more extra work to get it all loaded up in there, but we have two different types of crops there. Or products. I think it probably will end up being cheaper in the long run, so yeah, I think that should work. Like I said, guys, comment down below. Let me know what you think about that auto-loading trailer, or even me using the auto-loading trailer. What's your thoughts on it? Let me know what you have to say. Time will tell. Time will tell if decisions made were correct. Time will tell if decisions made were incorrect. Right now, I'm banking on I made a good call. I could be horribly wrong. But I think only time will tell. I actually decided that we're kind of at a turning point, or I feel like I'm at a turning point right now, right here. And it's time to go ahead and get serious about this. So I decided that it was time to take out a little bit of a loan. Way more of a loan than I originally thought I was going to do, but I decided it was time. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's get a loan. Let's rock, let's roll, let's invest heavily into our future. And that's exactly what I did. I ended up buying this field directly behind the farm. I also ended up purchasing field 4 right here. Field 4 has canola on it. It is almost ready to harvest. It probably has a month or two left. I have my field over here of canola. It's getting ready to harvest. I have my wheat. I think it's wheat down there. I have to take a check. Yep, my wheat down there. That's ready to rock and roll next month. I took out $150,000 in debt. I'm sitting at $240,000 in debt altogether now at this point. You might be telling yourself, you're crazy. There's a valid argument to that. I can 100% get behind that argument and understand where you're coming from here. Let's turn the lights on. But I also see that, like I said, this is a turning point in what we're doing here. I think it's time we really buckle down, really start rocking with making as much cash as we possibly can. I kind of was talking about a little bit earlier that the best way to make the most amount of cash that you possibly can is to go ahead and invest in yourself. Your crops, you're going to get the highest yield off of. Your crops, you're going to get the highest payout on. Yes, you have to put in a lot of work for it. Yes, you're not getting paid to work on that stuff, but you know what? You do make the most amount of money. So I figured that now is the best time of any to go ahead and invest in ourselves, get ourselves ready to rock, get ourselves ready to roll. We make a heck of a lot of money off of doing canola, and we make a heck of a lot of money off of taking that canola and making it into biodiesel. Now, I do have a little bit of pig food down there. I think what I'll end up doing here is that after we go ahead and go through all this canola through this next batch or two, I'll take that pig food off and sell it. I'm not entirely sure how much I can get for it, and I'm not really all that concerned, because I do know that I will be able to make a decent amount of cash off it. Now, on the other side of things, with what we're doing right here, I had originally talked about investing and maybe getting some cows. I don't know if that's where we're going to go just yet, but what I do know is that I can take all of this grass that we're mowing here, I can put it into the fermenting silo that's available on site. I can take and make it all into silage. And as we all know, silage sells for a whole heck of a lot more than anything else that we got going on right at this second. A lot more than grass, a lot more than hay. You can get more silage quicker than you can get milk. You can get more silage quicker than you can go ahead and raise a cow, make it a little bit older, and get money off of it that way. Silage will be able to allow us to make good cash. It's not going to be our saving grace, but it's really going to help offset a lot of the stuff that we're looking at doing here. Now, unfortunately, I may look at replacing our red tractor at this point too. I'm not sold on doing it just yet, but I'm really thinking about it, because even though it is our highest horsepower tractor, it's not as efficient. Best way to describe it is that this tractor right here has less horsepower than the other one. This tractor right here only struggles slightly less compared to the other tractor, just because of the way they're built and the way everything ends up functioning. Now, I talked a while ago, on several episodes ago, that when it comes to dealing with that little red tractor, it really is set up for doing manual transmission. And in that case, it actually handles really, really well. You get a nice high output for horsepower. It's in a low-end torque. You can really do the things you need to do. But I'm thinking about the future here, in expanding my fleet and what I have going on. I may start to look at getting some other tractors in here, not necessarily all higher horsepower tractors, but tractors nonetheless, ones that are going to be able to pull their own weight and do the things that they need to do. How is that going to end up looking in the future? I don't really know, to be 100% honest with you. I'm a little nervous, but still excited about the direction that we're headed. I feel like we're going down the right path. It's just a matter of trying to believe that that's what really is the best option. Now, let's take just a quick second here and take a look at our crops, because I don't remember what we have in storage for right now. We do have some soybeans. I think my plan was to go ahead and sell those, but I think I missed my opportunity back here. So I think at this point here, I'm probably going to take all my soybeans that I have here and toss it over into my Omatana pack, the make the soy milk or the soy drink out of it. I think that's what I'll end up doing, all of that. Corn I'm going to hold on to for a little while longer. I think I got something I can do with that corn, but I don't want to get too crazy with it yet. Hay, we're looking like we're doing pretty good with hay. I could take the hay that we have here, along with all the grass that we have. I'm going to accept that right now. We do have a couple contracts in here. This one is for doing potatoes, so I can't do that. Weeding, field 13 is kind of a big field. The amount of time I'd put into it. Our weeder, I like it for what we're doing, but it's too small to be able to handle this field. Makes sense, pay-wise. Harvesting, obviously, can't do cotton right now. Baling, we're not going to be doing that. So this is all we got for right now. I got a helper out there rocking and rolling on that. Figure just send them out while I'm taking care of business. At least after everything's all said and done, if I can make $1,000 off of this contract, I feel fine with that. Fertilizing, that's perfect there. Chickens are doing really good. They've duplicated again. We're looking really good with the chickens over here. We're starting to get a nice little collection of eggs here, and actually, let's go like this here. 171 animals. I think we can hold 200. Okay. I couldn't remember what it was. It is 200, so we're going to be maxing out on chickens here pretty quick. Let's take a look at egg prices to see when we can go ahead and sell those, because again, I don't have all this stuff memorized off the top of my head on when everything's going to make the most amount of sense to sell or any of that stuff. Eggs, November. We're in October, so we're getting pretty close to wanting to sell off the eggs. Might as well just wait one more month. We've made it this far. We'll sell the eggs off, and then we'll kind of wait and see how many collect. If we get to a point where we can't do anything else, hopefully by the time we get to June, things will be able to sell. But other than that, we'll just sell off the eggs we have here now, and it'll be what it is. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for right now. But when it comes to that hay, I could possibly take the hay that we have, put it in here to make silage. I could take the straw that we have, put it in here to make silage. The grass is going in here to make silage. I could be making silage pretty quick here and take this number and get it up nice and high. Now, the reason why I'm thinking about that is because we do come back here and take a look at this, and where is it? Silage. December. We're in October. December and January is when prices are going to be the absolute highest. Now, it's not crazy money here, but it's going to get up high enough where it might make sense to go about selling it. So I actually don't have any straw. I might have straw coming off of one of my harvests pretty soon here, so that's an option. I think we might take this hay. Yeah, I think we're going to take the hay and we're going to make silage out of it. I think right now, it's like I said, it's that turning point. It's time for us to really get our A game on, really start earning a bunch of cash, get out here, rock and roll, pick this up, make magic happen. I'm still probably going to end up having to lease a loading wagon of some sort. Maybe we could use... I don't have a bucket yet, so we're probably not going to go about doing that. I'll probably go ahead and, like I said, get a loading wagon or something. Get that out here, pick this stuff up, and just make the magic happen. Like I said, I'm taking a risk here, but I think it's time for that risk to be taken. I think it's time for us to rock and roll at the exact same time, make magic, and pray that this does not backfire on us one bit. Clearly, driving is not my forte. Hopefully that wasn't a sign or an omen of things to come. We ended up getting just a little under, actually I think it was right at 50,000 liters of grass off of this field. I'd say not too shabby, but that's just me. Get that thing down just a hair smaller. I really like this lime spreader here. This thing, or not to say lime spreader, but this spreader that we got here, pretty darn slick. I did go through a ton of lime over there, but I was shooting at 42 meters. You really can't beat that at all. That is pretty darn slick. So what I'm doing over here, I'm getting this field all prepped and ready to go. It said it needed lime. It said it needed plowing. We're not going to take care of the plowing, but we'll get the lime on here. After we get the lime on here, we'll get our roller out. We'll roll this thing down and just make a good go at it. Now, one thing that I do want to point out here, we'll get this over here and start getting a little bit of lime in here. Let's go ahead and narrow the tires up just a hair so it doesn't slide around as bad. But let's come on here like this. All right, where are you? I had a hard time finding this before. There it is. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I ended up taking my trailer down, getting a bunch of lime. Pretty much maxed this thing out, which was about 9,000, almost 10,000 liters that we put in there. Bought that, came back over here, took care of that, took our 12,000 liters of hay, brought it on up over into here. Let's see, where are we? Is it going to show me? It's going to show me. No, it's not going to show me. That's fine. We'll come in here like this. We took our soybeans. We took the rest of the soybeans. It was like 7,000, almost 8,000 liters. Threw that into here so that can get rocking and rolling. Brought our hay over here is 12,000 liters. Dropped that in there. Grass is in here, rocking and rolling. Oof. Super stoked. We're already up to 22,000 liters of silage. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and take a wild guess that when we go and sell all of our silage, there's an outside possibility our other grass field will be able to go ahead and get one more cut on there prior to selling silage. Potentially, it's a wild shot. It might not even be the grass field is completely done yet, but we may go out there and just do it anyways. Oops, back that thing up. We'll get a little bit of straw from our, I believe we have wheat over, yeah, it's wheat over on field 14. So we'll have a little bit of extra from that. I'm thinking there's a good possibility that we'll be able to run off and sell, 60, 70,000 liters of silage, which isn't going to be too bad. It's going to be a nice little thing that we're going to make off of the stuff. Especially when you're looking at what you're really doing here. You take a look at what's really going on, what work has been put into it. You're cutting grass. Other than what we're doing right here. And then on the other field where we went and... There we go, get that back out. The other field where we went, we had to spread our lime on there. We plowed our other field. We put down seed. We spent a little bit of cash on the other field, but it wasn't a ton. So I'm not really looking at this in a weird way where we're really just going crazy, where we're getting absolutely nuts with all this stuff. I had this guy doing a plowing contract, so I threw the dualies on, and now it's just getting in the way. Oh, I'm probably gonna have to rip them off again. But we're looking pretty good, I think. Yeah, there we go. Throw that in there. I'm not sure. The one thing I'm not sure is if I can unload all this into there from right in here. I don't know if that'll end up working that way. Time will tell. But I think we're doing good. I think this is going to pan out. Short term, it's taken a big hit on the chin, and that's the scary part. Being able to pull the trigger and go about doing it. I've made poor choices in the past. Ooh, yeah. Do a little spin action there. I've made some poor choices in the past when it's come to taking out loans and doing things that way, so I'm hoping that I can kind of redeem myself a little bit. I don't know if that's a good way to look at it, but I kind of feel like I need to do a little bit of redeeming here. Alright, that stuff is good as it's going to get. We'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. I'm pretty confident that this is all going to work out nice and slick. I'm pretty confident that this field here is going to help us move forward, along with buying that field that has the canola in it. We're going to get a ton of diesel. As of right now, the diesel is the thing that is really going to be making us a ton of cash. It's going to be the thing that is going to roll in the money for us. That's just what the harsh reality of the situation is. If I have these two fields right here that I've gone ahead and done, that I've screwed around with, I probably have a possibility of just making $100,000. That might be a pretty bold statement. It might be too much, but I believe that I possibly can do that, because the last batch of canola that I took over there, I got about $50,000 worth of cash after making a diesel. Sorry, I was drawing a blank on that. After making a diesel, I made a pretty hefty sum off of everything. So I'm feeling pretty confident. I think things are going to end up panning out. I think things are going to end up working out nice and slick. Let's widen our tires there. I like it when it's a little bit wider like that. But ultimately, I think we're moving in the right direction. Like I said, I think we had hit a turning point in everything that's going on here. We've really gone ahead and made some changes. Speaking of changes, I actually removed a chunk of fence right here and on the other side of this. Same thing with over here. I moved a little chunk of fence there and a chunk of fence there. I kept hitting it, and I just couldn't handle it any longer. So let's get this in here. And this should... Yeah, there we go. That's one of the things that I believe I'd said when we first looked at this thing. This actually has the capability of rolling grass fields as well. And when we go ahead and roll the grass fields, it adds that state of fertilizer in here. So we're at 99%. Our yield bonus is 83. Unfortunately, that has a lot to do with the plowing. I think we probably will end up doing the exact same thing that we did on our other field eventually here, where we go ahead and we may have to remove some more of this fence along here. We may end up going ahead and get off of that, removing the fence. I think that's something that's just gonna end up having to happen here. Oh boy. No, what I was gonna say is I think we're gonna end up plowing this field under, changing it all over, reseeding it, you know, whole 9 yards to really give it that nice yield bonus that we're going to get. And from what I remember from all of this stuff is if you go ahead and do it once, it's set moving forward. And speaking of moving forward, guys, if you guys are liking what you're hearing, liking what you're seeing, go ahead and smash that like button, because gosh darn it all, we are moving forward. I'm going to get off the fence there for a little bit. Oh man, hit that subscription. Really does help me out a ton. Way more than you could ever imagine. It's the life giver, I tell you what. Hit that notification bell, have it turned on and set to all, that way you know when this and other great videos are coming on out by myself. Guys, share this with somebody who likes to take chances. Or somebody who likes liming grass fields. I don't know. The choice is yours. Oh, man, I tell you what, guys, I'm having fun with this. I think we're moving in the right direction. I think things are going to end up just spectacular for us. I think we're taking it on the chin right now, and it may be kind of sketchy moving forward for a little bit, but I think ultimately this is the right choice. Guys, until I see you to the next time, thanks for stopping by.